Hello, welcome to Chef Richard's Kitchen. I'm Chef Richard Miller. Today we're going to make one of my favorite dishes. And what that is it's chicken with a creamy chipotle sauce. And when you cook it, it's very, very good because you cook it and you serve it with either a Mexican rice and beans, or you could basically serve it with whatever you want. If you want, you could also just use some shredded lettuce, guacamole, pico de gallo, and some sour cream with it, and it comes out equally well. Either way, this is one of the nicest recipes I've used. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is we want to start heating our skillet. And while that's heating up, what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of chicken breasts, cut them in half until they're in about 4-ounce sections or whatever. And we're going to pound them down so they're usually, about 1/2 inch to 1/4 or 3/8, something like that. And what that does is it gets it all down to a uniform size, so when we put it in here and we go ahead and fry it, it all pretty much comes out the same. All right, now let me go ahead and put these away. Now let's take a couple of these chicken breasts here. And let's go ahead and put them in a pan. All right, now what we want to do is we want to put a little salt, and a little pepper, on each of these, and now let's just let them cook. Now the worst thing you can do here and flipping them over, right away. And what they do is after they brown, they actually release from the pan. And if you don't let them brown and release from the pan, you're just going to get a mess. So let me give this another minute and we'll go ahead and we'll flip them. Okay, now if we look at these, they're nicely browned on the back. So we're going to flip them over. And once again, we're going to put just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper over them. And give it another minute or so. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to take them out of the pan and we're going to put them in I've got the oven set at 200 degrees to keep them warm. So while we're doing that and while we're keeping the chicken warm, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our chipotle sauce. And this is really easy. And it's one of those sauces that's very, very rewarding to make. Let me put a little bit. All right. Now that these are done, let's go ahead and take them out. Put a little bit more in, and I've got a couple more. I just simply took a 3-pack of chicken breasts, cut them in half, which is about 4 ounces apiece, and then took and pounded them down so they're uniform thickness. All right, these are nice and browned on one side, so I'm going to flip them over. And I'm going to let them brown on the other side. And once they're both browned, we're going to put them in the oven to keep them warm. And then we're going to make our chipotle sauce. So I'm going to turn the camera off here. I'll be right back. Hope you are too. Okay, now that the chicken's in the oven and we're keeping it warm, now let's go ahead and let's make our chipotle sauce. And we're starting out this with 1 cup of cream. I don't want to waste any of the cream. And 1 cup of milk. All right. Now we're going to put in a couple of cloves of garlic. Probably about a teaspoon of salt. A little bit of cilantro. This is about probably about a teaspoon, something like that. And some of this tomato chicken bouillon. And for you people that haven't used it before, this is what it is. It's a Knorr's, what they call caldo tomate di pollo, and it's very, very good. I use it all the time. All right, now that's mixed up. Let me go ahead and put just a little bit of salt in it. Oops. A little bit of pepper. And now, in these cans of chili, chipotle peppers and adobo sauce, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of these out. And usually I use about 3 of them. If you don't want it quite as spicy, use 2. If you want it more spicy, use 4. I'll pray for you. All right. Very good. I proofed this recipe a couple of times before I ever decided to tape this, so I know how it's going to come out. So anyway, now we're ready to go from here. What we're going to do is we're going to put this in our saute pan. We're going to heat it up and let it reduce for a little bit. We're going to put our chicken back in there, and we're going to put a few shrimp in there because we want to put a few shrimp on the top of it. So give me a minute to get ready for that, and we'll be right back. Okay, now that our chicken's in the oven and keeping warm and we've got our chipotle sauce made, let's go ahead and I'm going to take the chipotle sauce and I'm going to pour it into a saute pan. What we're going to do is we're going to let it boil a little bit to boil off some of that water, and that way we're going to have a little thicker sauce. So let's go ahead and give that a few minutes, and once again I'm not going to keep you waiting, so I'll go ahead and turn the film off at this point, and I'll be right back. Don't go away. Okay, Now our sauce is just starting to come to a boil. And remember in this pan when we cooked the chicken, how there was all that nice fond in the bottom of it? Well, now that we're putting our chipotle sauce on there, we're just going to take that all up and it's just going to add all the more flavor to it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let this probably simmer and thicken for about another 5 minutes or so. And then we'll be ready. Then we'll be ready to put the chicken in it, and we're about done. So be right back. Okay, it's been a few minutes, and if you look at this, the chicken is very well done. The shrimp is done. So I think it's time to plate. So let's go ahead and let's put a piece of chicken maybe a couple here, a couple of shrimp, all right, and now I want to go ahead and I want to put a few refried beans. A little Spanish rice. And now I also want to put on just a little bit of shredded lettuce. I want to put a little cheese on the beans. I want to put a little on the rice or on the lettuce. I want to put just a little bit of pico de gallo. A little guacamole. And just a little bit of sour cream. All right. And here we are. Let me put that under the detail camera so everybody can see it real well. All right, now what I want to do, there were a couple of these little chicken pieces that came off. Delicious. You can taste all the flavors. You can taste the chicken. You can taste the cilantro chipotle in there. Everything's very well balanced. You know, I'd say it's a winner. So we'll go ahead and we'll serve this. Once again, I think you could serve this to really about anybody you wanted to. It's absolutely delicious. And so, once again, I'll send you off with this note saying, go ahead and for heaven's sakes, try it. And leave me a comment. You know, do you like it? Do you not like it? If you have any questions about it, either leave me a comment or send me an email at chefrdmiller@att.net. I'll be happy to answer them. If you have any problems, let's get you back on track. So, until next time, remember, people, take care, God bless, love everybody, and remember that cooking should always, always be a fun experience. I'll see you next episode. Bye for now.